Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. The ungodly are not sold, they are like a chaff which the wind driveth away. Morning, 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 everybody. Morning, 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 morning. Big man this morning, you know. Call everybody. Call everybody this morning. Somebody call Senator Marlon Morgan. Me not give him no other name, but call the Senator Marlon Morgan. I drape him up this morning. Somebody call Statin. Call Statin, please. We want to have a discussion with Statin this morning. Call Statin. Call Marlon Morgan. We want them here this morning. They need to come here. Because make sure your device. Call them. Because we have things. Sorry, we have things to talk about this morning. Serious, serious things. We have a bag of things. A crocus bag of things. Whole heap of things. A crocus bag of things. Also this morning, the Queen of the West is going to be joining us. Chris Campbell morning. Chris said, ring the alarm. Another sound will die this morning. Yeah, man. Ring the alarm. Because Jamaica, sometimes we like to say it's not a real place. And I have a clip of trying to get to where it's supposed to get to. But I don't know why I'm not seeing the phone I wanted to get to. But in the meantime, we wait on that. I want to give you all an opportunity, Portland Spice ambassadors, to share up this live here right now. Make certain everybody's on board this morning. Because this morning is a morning to remember. And we're going to have some special guests this morning. Yes. We're going to have special guests this morning. This morning is a big morning. Hey, hold on. Somebody call Christopher Tufton too. Call Tufton. Because some people only know the rules of the parliament when the other side breach. They don't know the rules of the parliament when their side breach. So I want somebody to call Tuffy, Dr. Chris Tufton, the Benz man, the money man. No, call him for me. Call him this morning. I have a clip I want to bring across. Never remember that I didn't sort out that clip. So I'm trying to ensure that you hear that clip this morning. One of the questions that is going to be on the table this morning, the House of Representatives, the Jamaican Parliament? Is it the People's Parliament or is it the King's Parliament? No, there's a mistake on this. It's not 5:30, it's 9:30. 9:30 this morning. And I just saw it, as I bring it up on the screen. I saw that it says 5:30. But what is going to happen at 5:30 Monday evening? The Monday evening show is going to be the Nara show. The leader of opposition, Honorable Mark Jefferson Golden, will join us 5:30 Monday evening. And the entire show, as long as he wants, he will be given the opportunity to explain the Nara. We'll take your questions in the chat room and on WhatsApp, and we'll pose them to him. So, Monday evening, 5:30, is going to be the Nara evening. This flyer, you see, there's an error. Nikisha Burchell will join us at 9:30 this morning. So, it's 9:30 this morning. Nikki go and join us. MP Nikisha Burchell. And she started the conversation. Well, I tell you something. We were in this conversation before, We were in this conversation before. Whose parliament is the Jamaican Parliament? And, sorry. We'll also be joined by Ralston Hyman this morning. Because we're going to have to bring Statin in front the class this morning. Statin, from what we are understanding, is giving us figures that we know are not real figures. Hold on, come back. I just see what I want to see. I just see what I want to see. Just see it. So, Statin, we have to come to the class this morning. So why are you not coming up? Statin, we have to come to the class this morning. Because Statin put out some figures where even the blind, even the blind know say them figure there are mad figures. So we're gone. So we're going to bring Statin in front of the class this morning. Yeah. Because somebody thinks we're fool enough. But how can you think we're fool? And you know we have Ralston Hyman. And we've been tracking the figures. Unlike the other places who speak from emotion and speak from their connection with the government. That's where they speak from. They don't speak from data like we do. So, my information is that Statin dropped some data that we find very devious. And we are going to put those data up front this morning. So Raleigh will join us at about 10 o'clock. So after we talk to Nikisha Burchell, Statin, Raleigh will join us. But let me start. The Jamaican House of Parliament had a discussion with Senator Marlon Morgan in another place. And the first discussion we had that the parliament came up, the senator, let me find him picture and put it up. Because the first discussion that we had, the senator basically started to agree that the House of Parliament is the King's house. And then in another discussion, him want to say is the people's house. Now, brother, you need to make up your mind. This man here. This man here. See him there? Listen to this first discussion that we had.
High school, and we had the incident and several others at Jamaica College and elsewhere.
All right, we hear you.
Circumstances where we are appealing to our children to do the right thing, how can the opposition leader, one of the vestiges of our colonial past, because I hear people talking about the maize being a vestige of our colonial past. It is a Westminster-style democracy.
Let me just
and in as much as the maize is a colonial vestige, so is the title of leader of the opposition.
All right, we hear you, Marlon. We hear you.
No,
Colin, this might be the final. All right, so if in the parliament we have title the Queen's or the King's royal opposition or loyal opposition and the King's loyal government or the King's loyal prime minister, how then the Jamaican parliament becomes the people's parliament? I say to you, it is the King's parliament. Listen this buffoon, you know. My apologies. My apologies. Listen to Senator Morgan. After that, listen what him say now.
That the parliament is not the people's parliament. What sophistry.
Hold on.
And so don't come and tell us that the parliament is not the people's parliament. What sophistry. What buffoonery.
Okay. Hold on. Come again. Come again.
And so don't come and tell us that the parliament is not the people's parliament. What sophistry. What buffoonery.
Okay. All right. So, you hear the man say? What sophistry. What buffoonery. Don't come and tell me that the parliament is not the people's parliament. So, if the parliament is the people's parliament, why is this not allowed?
Madam Speaker, me get up this afternoon to make my first sectoral speech. Call me portfolio.
Hold on. Standing orders. And I think you are fully aware. And if I have to stop you again during your presentation, you will not get any additional time. No, and she knows.
Broken English. I'm going to allow Nikisha to continue.
Standing order 6, page 3.
When I speak to this.
Representation and culture. That's Spanish.
Madam Speaker, Leroy, allow me to speak. A leader. Madam Speaker, perhaps I should abandon that attempt to use our local language because I have been reminded of the linguistic conventions of this honorable House. Because maybe there is no more fitting way to begin a presentation on culture than to speak briefly in the language understood by the overwhelming majority of Jamaican people.
Ease out, Nikisha. So, Senator Marlon Morgan, you say the titles in the parliament are titles of the king, the king's loyal opposition, the king's loyal prime minister, So how come you want to now tell us that this parliament is the people's parliament? I dare say to you, my brother, my comrade. I call you comrade. I'm not calling you a comrade neither, because I'm a friend. I've never met this man in real life. Don't even know him. But I say to you, and I say to all Jamaicans, our so-called House of Representatives is not the People's Parliament. It is not the People's Parliament. The Jamaican House of Representatives, and I'll say this, it ought to be the People's Parliament. But it is not the People's Parliament. The Jamaican House of Representatives is what I call, where go? Yeah. No? The Jamaican House of Representatives, it is the King's Parliament. And I challenge anybody on that. The mace that lies in the Parliament represents the King's authority. You hear me say it represent? The King's authority. And without it in the Parliament, nothing can happen. You hear me say? Without that mace in the Parliament, nothing can happen. So, I don't want nobody come tell me about the Jamaican House of Parliament, House of Representatives is the King's, is the People's Parliament. Not so. It is not the People's Parliament. It is the King's Parliament. Representing the King is that symbol that you refer to as the mace. That symbol that Dr. Angela Brownburg dare to touch. Yes, that symbol that Dr. Angela Brownburg dare to touch, and Juliet Holness lose her mind because Dr. Brownburg touch that thing. So I don't want nobody come try and tell me about the mace is the parliament, sorry, is the people's parliament. Not no people parliament. Oh, behave yourself. That parliament is the King's Parliament. It is the King's Parliament, and therefore, everything that happens in the Parliament represents the King. So I am here challenging all and sundry. All and sundry may I challenge. And saying to them that it is time we have a parliament of our own. It is time we have the people's parliament. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to be talking to Nikisha Burchell this morning. Because she dare to start talking to us in our native tongue. If it is our parliament, Senator Marlon Morgan, why is it our native tongue is not accepted in the people's parliament? You buffoon. You buffoon. And in a previous discussion, the senator said this to I and I.
high school, and we had the incident and several others
Yes.
at Jamaica College and elsewhere.
All right, we
so
hear
in
you.
circumstances where we are appealing to our children to do the right thing, how can the opposition leader, one of the vestiges of our colonial past, because I hear people talking about the maize being a vestige of our colonial past.
It
We
is.
are a Westminster-style democracy.
Let me just
and in as much as the maize is a colonial vestige, so is the title of leader of the opposition.
all right, we hear you,
So
Marlon.
so
we
are
hear
many
you.
of the offices that we have in Jamaica.
No,
Hold on,
Colin, this might be the final. So, after that, the buffoon, oh, sorry, my apologies. The senator said this.
That the parliament is not the people's parliament. What sophistry. And so don't come and tell us that the parliament is not the people's parliament. What sophistry. What buffoonery.
Okay. The parliament, you hear the man say, don't come and tell us that the parliament is not the people's parliament. What sophistry, what buffoonery. You're a buffoon. Oh, sorry, my apologies, Senator. Senator Morgan. I have a call on the line, but I want to tell you one more thing. Senator Marlon Morgan said we should be glad that them never thief the 1.44 billion. The man said we should have glad. Say I no thief, then thief it sit down there and not spend upon the people them. Call morning.
Morning, Colin. What you do?
Hey, Junior, what's up, my brother?
You remember that the last time the Queen spoke in Parliament, she said her Parliament?
But it's her Parliament.
The Queen said, the Queen tell you clearly and categorically, say it's your own. What they arguing?
But here the man, hold on. The interview that we had before, about a week or 2 weeks before, the man say it is the king's loyal opposition. And then now he can tell me, say, don't say it is not the people's parliament. What buffoonery. Because he's a buffoon. Oh, sorry, he's a senator.
You remember, that Marlon is a paid liar,
Oh, hallelujah. Tell her.
Him get paid for tell lie.
Oh, yes.
Yo, the difference between Marlon and Cliff Hughes, is that Marlon, if you get paid to tell lie, and Cliff Hughes is a paid hypocrite.
Oh, hold on. One get paid to tell lie.
One get paid to tell lie.
I want tell lie if you get paid.
Yeah.
Hey. Yes,
so
sir.
anyway, take it a paid lie them tell.
Hey, the man them dangerous, These men are traitors to this country called Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
If it was the people's parliament, you think Juliet would have stopped Nikisha Burchell from talk patois?
No. And touching the maize couldn't be a problem.
But there
in
would
fact, there would be no maize in parliament.
There would be no maize. It would either be the flag in there or something depicting the people of Jamaica.
People of Jamaica.
What is in the parliament depicts the king, you buffoon. Oh, sorry, senator.
You remember the other day, the king went to the United States.
Yes.
And he addressed the two sittings of parliament up there. And he said he asked permission to address the Congress. You remember?
Yes. In Jamaica.
No, if he asked permission, in Jamaica, he would not ask permission.
No, because it is his parliament in Jamaica. So he would not ask permission.
Thank you. I wonder if Jamaican people watching the presentation and listen to the first part of the King's speech. Charles told you clearly, he asked permission.
Yes.
And he said his mother was there and his mother asked permission to address Congress.
Because it is not their Congress.
It's not there.
It's the people of America's Congress.
Thank you.
But in Jamaica, it is his part. Hold on. Are you all aware that the courts in Jamaica are not the people's court? It is the king's court?
Word.
Where the fool you come from? Eh?
when when you go to court and them start the session, them not say God save the queen. That's what them
God
say.
save the king. They get up and say, oh yeah, all manner of whatever. Who have anything to say, let him speak now, and he shall be heard. Oh yeah. God bless the king, or God save the king, or whatever to the king. It's not the people's court, it's the king's court. It's not the people's parliament, it's the king's parliament. You buffoon Marlon Morgan. Oh, my apologies. You Senator Marlon Morgan.
Remember, the man is a paid giant. You don't have to worry about it. The other thing.
Yeah, but they are out there. Hold on. They are out there demanding airtime. They're not just getting it. They are demanding airtime. I hear him tell Obi that Obi must give him latitude because he's a government minister. He's a official member of the government, and he must get time to talk. These clowns.
Why? The difference between you and the other people, why you can speak objectively is because you're not paid to tell lie,
Exactly, and I don't like to get paid either.
Right, so because they are paid to do what they want to do, they have to toe the line.
Oh, yes.
But remember, Colin, remember, Andrew Holness applied to be a part of the King's Spirit Council.
Oh, he is still a counsel to the king.
Yeah, but remember, it's him apply.
I him did apply?
It's not the king appointed,
I never them call him.
Yes, it's him apply for it.
Him beg for.
You never know.
My
Andrew Holness applied to become a member of the Privy Council.
Him get call. Me never know say apply.
Him apply for it. Yes, him apply for it.
I thought he was called. Never knew he applied.
Bruce Golden was not a part of it,
No, hey, Bruce is a different animal, brother. Bruce Golden.
Yeah, Bruce, and
that's why Bruce Golden could not be a full-time laborite. That's why he had to leave, because Bruce Golden had some independent thinking.
Right.
You understand?
He's not perfect, though,
No, he's not. None of us. None of us are perfect, Junior. None of us. Right? More or less Bruce Golden. But Bruce Golden, in my opinion, is the best leader the GLP ever saw. He made an error trying to defend a criminal. However, he had some standards that are totally different.
He had morals. He had some morals. He had a lot of morals. He was brought up properly.
Yeah, he had about 60% worth of morals.
Yeah,
but to become a laborite, you have to lose some of that moral, So he lost some.
Right.
Junior, we could take a few more calls before Nikisha Burchell join us this morning. And remember, as I said, Monday morning, we're going to have a Monday morning show. And then Monday evening, it's going to be the leader of opposition dealing with Nara. Just Nara. I want people to understand it. Later, Junior.
Yeah, we have.
Marshy, morning.
Morning.
How you do, sir?
To God be the glory. I'm still alive.
Great things he has done.
Yes, man. When them say, oh yeah, God save the queen.
Or the king, whoever him be.
Well, me start with the queen.
Yes.
Because, oh yeah, God save the queen. God not still kill the queen.
Maybe I never God kill her. Maybe I devil kill her. Maybe God allow the devil to kill her.
What I want to say, now with the king shall go likewise.
Hallelujah.
We don't need to worry.
Hallelujah.
So let them go. Let them go on. No, there's a word called loquacious. No, me too is loquacious. you two and Marlon, we are loquacious because we love to talk.
What that mean? What that mean?
Eh?
What does that mean? Because Marlon say my wordsmith. So you better make certain you tell me what it mean.
Well, loquacious mean love to talk. Chatty, chatty.
Chatty, chatty. Mouta Massey. Ease off. Mind you attack people business.
With Marlon, in Marlon case now, I mentioned the word buffoonery a while ago. But him did mention it too.
Yes, man. Hear the man.
Yeah, because the man is looking at the mirror, you know.
Hear the man.
He's looking at the mirror, you know.
Hear the man.
Looking at the mirror. Yeah. So,
what
I am saying right now
Marshy,
to you, Marlon.
Marshy, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, man.
And so don't come and tell us that the parliament is not the people's parliament. What sophistry, what buffoonery.
Okay.
And so don't come and tell us that the parliament is not the people's parliament. What sophistry, what buffoonery.
Okay. Yes, Marshy.
You know, yeah, some things like that make you remember something, you know. You remember this festival song? She stop, she go, she stop.
Stop,
she stop, she go, she stop, she go.
Yeah, man. She stop, she go, she stop, she go, she stop, she go. And that Wind Festival.
Well, I know. This minute is that, the next second is that. And,
yes.
You know, the funny thing about it, you see, in English, in words, some of us speak English, Latin, Spanish, etc. In Marlon's case, Marlon speak buffoonery.
Our foot in mouth.
And what the buffoonery is, that's what him speak. But I asked a question on 2 other programs, and I don't ask it on your show yet. So I don't know if you can answer, because the next people them who me ask them never tell me. So me ask you, and if anybody in the chat know them can type it in. But it's bureaucracy. Why the people them not get the money? That's how it go?
No.
The hurricane money?
It's not no bureaucracy.
Well, what them say make we couldn't get the money and why we need Nara?
What them say? May I tell you where the ODPM say? The man of ODPM say delay in approval from the Ministry of Finance. That's what the man said.
But hold on then. The question when I want to ask. So delay in from the Minister of Finance, not the bureaucracy where they set up.
What bureaucracy, man? Listen, man. Let me tell you something. May I start beat down that lie from now. You see all this argument about procurement is a damn lie. You normally say damn lie, and you talk about one next one who do an F-word lie. Them damn lie.
Yes.
There's no procurement problem in Jamaica, and I showed you last. When was it? It was Wednesday when I explained with Ralston, and I showed us that there's no procurement problem. The man them want all bus to win election, and within 2 months, them buy all bus when that money was never even in the budget.
Colin, remember what I said? Because petty attack when I think for me right now. I mean, argue.
No, but we talk about it Wednesday.
No bureaucracy.
I say
no bureaucracy.
Mr. Bowler make a big thing out of it. Big up yourself, Bowler.
Yeah. Yes. What? No procurement and no bureaucracy. Never stop them from get $1.4 billion figure by old bus. No procurement, no bureaucracy. Never stop them from get X amount of money to go and buy Starlink. No procurement, never stop them from get. We could go on and on and on.
Marshy.
And on.
Marshy, call me back. The Queen of the West is with us.
Yeah, hey, well on.
Yes.
Tell her to Comrade Marsh, if you tell her money. Make sure you tell her to Comrade Marsh, you know.
She hear it.
Good morning, Comrade Marsh.
Morning, Queen of the South, Comrade Marsh. Morning to you, my darling. You are one of the best thing Jamaica ever said. Bless up yourself.
Oh, Lord. Bless you, Comrade Marsh.
Yeah, right.
MP Nikisha Burchell, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Sir Colin, and morning to the Spice TV family.
I don't know why your picture don't want to come up, you know. Maybe the one
My
of me that
picture
put
don't
up
want to
too.
come up.
Maybe the one of me that put up
Ah,
too pretty, and I don't want to put up this one because this one have an error in it. Because this one
oh,
say you're
the
coming on at
time.
5:30, but
Oh,
it's
Lord.
9:30. But if it's that one we're going to use, it's that one we're going to use. Good morning, MP, and welcome to Portland Spice
Morning.
TV.
Thank
It
you
is
for
the
having me, Portland Spice.
it's the first time we're talking to you since you've become member of parliament, a
Ah,
member of
true?
the House of Representative. Yes,
Oh, you shouldn't make me stay away so long, man.
we spoke to you quite a number of times before you get to this
Before,
position. Yes,
correct, correct.
but congratulations are quite
Thank
in
you
order.
so much. Thank you so
And,
much.
and we really appreciate how you've been carrying yourself in the parliament.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
let me start by asking you, what causes this? Hold on. What caused this?
No patois?
You may
Oh,
begin.
Madam Speaker, me get up this afternoon to make my first sectoral speech for my
Oh,
portfolio.
hold on. Standing order.
Me know why hear she. What causes what caused that?
I don't know. I mean, we talked two words in a patois and the parliament went crazy. I thought I invoked a spell or something because it's patois that we all talk in parliament all the time. So I was quite surprised by the extreme reaction from the speaker.
Is this the people's parliament?
Well, no, I don't think it is. And that is why I wanted to speak the people's language in the house so they could know that it is their house. Because if it is the Parliament of Jamaica, and in the Parliament of Jamaica, you can't hear yourself. 99% of the people in Jamaica are native patois speakers, or what we call the Jamaican language. And they don't hear themselves there. Sometimes what we communicate to them through parliament is spoken in such a high language, as in, and by high I don't mean better, I mean it's out of the reach of the people, and so they don't get to understand what is being done in their name. And so I thought, here is a way to just, start my presentation as the spokesperson for culture and creative industries, to say good morning and to introduce myself in my native tongue. If you watch any competition, people always, try to personalize their introductions so that their introductions can speak to their people and what matter to them. And that's what I sought to do. And the speaker got a tizic.
Will you be making an effort to ensure that our native tongue is allowed in the parliament?
Oh, absolutely. And I've already started to take steps. I had conversations with all representatives that are on what is called the Standing Order Committee of Parliament. That or leader of opposition business, Philip Paulwell, is on that committee with about two other members from the opposition, but majority of the members are from the government, and it is chaired by the speaker herself. The next meeting of the committee, which is scheduled for pretty soon, the opposition members will be bringing to that committee the conversation to have our language being permitted in the House. And if that doesn't work, given that they have the majority and they can vote against it, I'm fully committed to working with Dr. Maziki Tame, Senator Dr. Maziki Tame, to work on a private member motion that we can bring together to the House to have Jamaican language being recognized not only in our parliament but officially as our accepted language.
Why didn't you ask permission to speak in that language?
Because I have been in the House since October. And when I spoke with others, they tell me Patois, no one has ever asked to speak Patois in the House before. And I hear Patois speak in the House since I've been there
Of
since,
course.
since October. The speaker herself speak Patois. Or I don't know if she doesn't realize that she's speaking the Jamaican language or broken English, but she speaks in it without permission all the time. Other members as well. I don't know why. I mean, if I would have asked for permission had I if I were going to do a full speech, like my
Right.
entire speech for 35 minutes in patois, obviously I would have needed permission so that they could get stenographers who could understand or type the language, because
Right.
that's not something that we are training them for, and maybe get a
And to make it, to
translator
ensure that answered correctly covers what you say.
capture what I'm saying, right? Or probably get a translator for those who clearly don't understand the language. We would have made those arrangements had it been the entire speech. But for two sentences, as I said, I've never seen anyone, and I check people who've been there for longer than the speaker. No one has ever asked for permission to use Jamaica's language in the parliament, and I was very much taken aback by her choice because the speaker had two options, I believe, before her when she heard me speaking in that language. And I never tongues me attack, right?
Right.
So the speaker
You need to
understood
say,
very
tell
well
her,
what I
tell her.
was saying. Yes, yeah, I think it was she was able to discern what I was saying, right?
What are the two
So
options you thought was before her?
well, the option that she took, which is what, everybody would have expected her being who she is to take, which is to
Shut you
rule
down.
me out of order and to shut me down. That's just how she is, being very gavel ready as usual. Or the other option, realizing that this moment is bigger than me, bigger than she, bigger than the parliament, is a moment for Jamaica where we could together see as opposition and as government that our people's language was being introduced by the culture spokesperson, and it was being said in parliament in a way that no one had used it before because it was being used to open her sectoral on culture. Allow that moment. And even if she chid me to say, member, we don't accept or parliamentary standing orders aren't for that, but given the moment we allow it, and please don't do it again. But to shut it down, she proved that the moment was bigger than her and she couldn't rise to it. And that is why it's critical to have enlightened leadership at all levels of governance, because if you are so comfortable and so partisan that you aren't able to sift issues on the fly. You aren't able to sift issues and say, wait against our priorities or objectives as a country to say, is this the message I want to send to Jamaica? Or is it a better message to say our language is acceptable and respected and not scorned and frowned upon by the parliament? What signal would I like to send by my action to children in Jamaica who feel that it is bad for chat patois, chat you can't chat while you speak patois? What symbol? And I think she chose the one that we expected her to choose, but also the one that I wouldn't have chosen, that would not have advanced or efforts here as
Be-
legislators.
because she could have seen how far you would go with it. She could have just brace little and see how
Or
far you would have go.
yes, or say, I hope you don't plan to do the whole speech with that. And I could have very well said, no, 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 Madam Speaker, I'm really just introducing my speech. But the truth, and literally it was two lines.
My
The
my my
truth.
my
Mhm.
my view is that you were very deliberate about it. Did you achieve what you set out to achieve?
I am very deliberate about everything I do. I take my job as spokesperson, as MP seriously. So I don't just do things because of emotions. I am very deliberate about what I do. It was very much intentional to have Jamaica hear its language in the House of Parliament as the first words I utter as the spokesperson for culture. The hypocrisy of me as the person holding the portfolio to come there and not recognize all assets, all the different facets of our culture, language or speech or amazing ability or talents or creative industries, and then being afraid to spew two words of the language. I was very intentional about what I did.
So Marlon Morgan sure, told us
Mhm,
that it is the people's parliament. And
mhm.
that moment, in my view, reinforce that it is not the people's parliament, it is the king's parliament. And when would we be when would we be seeing the House of Representatives starts representing the people of Jamaica?
You know what all of this has done is it has proven that the country is ready for decolonization fully. What is showing, and what we knew, is that the parliament and the government in particular is not ready for full free decolonization. Over the last 2 to 3 years, the opposition and the government, we've been going back and forth about how do we move towards this idea of a republic? What do we do to get Jamaica owning itself, representing itself in parliament and in law, etc. The PNP has been very clear. We want full, free decolonization now. We don't want a
Yes.
piecemeal approach. We don't want just give us this, give us that. We wanted our own constitution written to embrace our language and embrace our culture. We wanted our final court of appeal to be the CCJ, that's the Caribbean Court of Justice, and to move
Yes.
away from the Privy Council. We wanted the king to be removed as the head of state and for us to have Jamaica. Those were the three things that we put on the table primarily that we want. The government was willing to do one. They weren't ready to step away from the king. They had all sorts of caveats, do this, then do that. And the opposition kept on saying, give us everything now. It's 2026. What is stopping us as a country from moving forward? Opposition is ready. You have an opposition that is saying, give us everything now. And you're deciding, okay, we're going to give part. So what is clear is that there are some things that are holding this government tied to our colonial history or colonial masters, and they're not coming to the country to say what it is. So will we become a republic? I don't see how soon we will achieve that, because what has always stopped these kinds of things from happening is that you don't have a willing opposition. The opposition is more than willing now. So I
But they
can't
are blaming the
imagine.
opposition, MP Burchell. They are blaming the
Yes.
opposition for stopping what they started the other day ago, because they said that the opposition is not ready to let go.
No, no, the opposition has been clear, and we've said it. We say it. If you go on all of our pages, all the press releases, just Google it. The opposition says, give us free, full decolonization now. That's what we want. They don't want to go to the CCJ as the final court of appeal. Can you imagine you having a serious issue with the prime minister or the country or a piece of law, or you're not satisfied with the outcome of your case? Vibes Cartel was able to afford to go to the Privy Council and get his matter retried and overruled. The average citizen, not even me, I can't afford to pay to get my freedom through the Privy Council. Mark you, when I go to Privy Council, if I don't speak the language that they understand, they may misinterpret what my action was and then find me guilty when I shouldn't have been found guilty, for example. Why not the CCJ that we've already been financially contributing to for many years? Why not go to a court that is from us, with people that look like us, with people from our country who
But
understand our culture? We've been so afraid of it. The
Prime
opposition
Minister
is ready.
Holness, Prime Minister Holness in the leadership debate in the last general election said that Jamaica should have its own court of appeal. What is the opposition views on that? Its own final court of appeal.
That's what we've been saying. I mean, the CCJ is the final court of appeal
No,
for
but Andrew
Jamaica.
is saying that he doesn't want the CCJ. We need
Is what
our
he
own.
want.
That's what he said in the debate,
He
that we
want
need
one
our
in a
own
Jamaica.
final appellate court in Jamaica. That's what he said.
Well, I don't think we would be against that, but I don't see why we need to set up a parallel structure when one already exists that we are already financially obligated to.
But you know, the GLP is not regionalized. Is not a regionalized party. They don't believe in regionalism.
I know. I mean, the West Indies Federation faltered for the same reason. And, we had our neighbor saying, 10 minus 1 equals 0, that
Zero.
famous statement,
Yes,
because they have always been against this. They never, I don't know, is it that we just don't like ourselves? They've always tried to look north for leadership when leadership exists right here in the Caribbean, capable leadership from
But it's
amongst us that
obvious,
looks like us.
MP Burchell, it's obvious that they don't even like our language. It's two line you talk, and the gavel
Yeah.
came out,
Yeah,
It's
you'd
not
think
two
I came in there
paragraph,
and
It's
I
two
didn't even reach.
lines.
I didn't even reach the second line. I was on the first line. I said, "Madam Speaker, me get up this afternoon to give me first,"
And
and that
and
was
that
the
is
gavel.
and that
Not
is
not
it.
even
That
one
is
sentence.
but that's not even full patwa.
All right.
You don't
It
sound like your
was
patwa so hot.
no, no. What you mean by the patwa does that? I want to you. Me
that,
give her my full patwa. Listen to the
that
video again. My
that
patwa
that's so
very much
that
hot.
that sounds so English.
You
Well,
don't know, say, you don't know, say a girl, play it again. A girl and me come from one to you.
me go hear our patwa again, see if our
Hear me
patwa the
patwa again.
hottest. Hold on.
And I think you are fully aware. And if
Hold
I
on.
have to stop you
Me go see if our patwa the hottest.
you may begin.
Madam Speaker, me get up this afternoon to make my first sectoral speech for my portfolio.
Hold on.
Hey.
Standing orders.
There's
And
some
I
way
What
to
you
say.
say?
Some
What
way to
you
say,
say?
Mama Speaker, me get up today. To tell you say.
Ah! All right. I can go. Members of every parish have their own
Yeah,
patwa, you know. So that is
yes.
probably your Portland. That's a your Portland patwa. This a for me.
Yes.
This
But
one here for me.
she didn't even give you the full two line. They don't like our language.
No,
No, they
no.
don't.
It got them very
I mean,
uncomfortable.
that is something that even though you know say it no in the standing order, it's against the standing order. But your tolerance should have said she had a shadow minister of culture. Make me hear where she a go. They don't
I mean,
like our
and back to this argument about not being in the standing order. The standing order does not say you cannot speak your language. The standing order does not say you cannot speak your language. I guess we need to review it to make sure that it is more explicit. But the standing order, any standing order, anybody when I create standing order could really and truly make one standing order for Jamaica. We don't allow people to talk in their own language. That
well,
means it
I
is a
guess they don't
classist
recognize patois as our
exercise.
language. They said English is our
That is it.
language.
Clearly,
Yes.
that is a conversation. But again, I want to make this point because it wasn't a matter of me disrespecting the parliament. Because I guess, believe me, this is not about the speaker. It wasn't about me disrespecting the parliament. What I sought to do was to disrupt the conversation, to disrupt
Hallelujah.
this comfort that we've found in just keeping all of these colonial things and doing nothing, not doing enough to move the needle.
Tell her.
This
Tell her.
was a jolt to the society to say, wake up
Yes.
from your slumber. We
Answer the
come in
call.
here every day and we
I didn't lick. Miss Burchell? Miss Burchell? We were going so nice and clean. She did warn us, that she had a funeral this morning and maybe the signal would be a bit patchy because maybe she'd be on the road. That's why you're not seeing her picture. Miss Burchell? Oh, and Miss Burchell, you're back with us? Hold on. Let me see if I need to re-add her. Hold on, let me just remove her and put her back. MP? All right, she jump off, so let's hope she jump on back soon. But it cannot be that as a country that our native tongue is so frowned upon. MP?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, thanks for
I
coming
think
back.
a call threw us off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apologies.
Yeah, man.
I
That's all right. And
I'm trying to remember where we were.
I was explaining to my viewers that you also told us that you had a funeral this morning, so
Yes.
you may be on the road, so the thing
I
might be a
have
little bit
three.
patchy.
I have
Oh.
3 funerals today.
You know
So
what? You know what I think that concerns me, MP? I have a 10-year-old son who can't talk patois,
you see it?
None
You
at
see
all.
it?
The little boy can't talk no patois at all,
Okay. Yeah, let me tell you.
And he lives in Jamaica, goes
Uh-huh.
to school in Jamaica,
Yeah.
born in Jamaica, I think in America maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
But him
But he
can't talk
don't
no
talk patois.
patois.
Yeah.
We are losing it.
Yeah, I went to some schools for Read Across Jamaica Day, and I always choose the bigger kids, grade 5 and grade 6, because this is your last attempt to get anything in them before they go off to high
Yes.
school. And this is like my 3rd year, and I normally bring a Jamaican book with me. So Jamaica Lavish by Louise Bennett,
Mm-hmm.
or and I bring Anansi Stories. That's another composition of small stories by Louise Bennett. That's what I normally take when I read to them in the
Yeah,
schools. And what I find is when I ask them about patois and stuff, they say, boy, them the mother said enough you talking a patois because they chat bad when you're
Lord.
talking a patois and stuff like that, you know. And I want our kids, and when I check to them, none for them don't know who Anansi is, they don't know Miss Lou, they don't know who is Tukuma, they don't know who is Brother Rabbit and Brother Goat and Brother Rat. They don't know none of these things. They don't even know who is Big Boy. So the
But that
truth is that we're losing that. You know, Big Boy. You know who is
yes,
Big Boy?
I know a big boy. You could have asked me if I know a big boy, Nikisha.
Alright.
Hey,
As a big boy
tell her.
yourself. As a big boy.
Hey,
Yeah, they don't
wee.
know these things, so they're not getting these stories like we used to get in the evenings. They're not getting it at lunchtime. Them and them friend not talking about these stories.
Yes,
So we're losing that kind of oral tradition where our grandparents don't tell us a story, or our uncle or a cousin, or and stuff. So what I sought to do was to put up what I've been framing as a mirror beside the mace. You know, the
yes,
mace in Parliament, it
yes,
represents these old colonial traditions. I wanted to put a mirror there, not for Jamaica, because Jamaica already know itself, but for us as the legislators to look at our reflection and to see if that reflection is reflecting the mace, which is old tradition, or if it is reflecting Jamaica truly. And that was the kind of jolt that I had hoped to put to the system so that we
yes.
can look at ourselves and say, is this Jamaican enough? Are we doing the best we can for our island? And are we living up to our duty and our pledge to put Jamaica before God and all mankind? And I hope that in all of this, in all the conversation that this has sparked, that we will reflect on that as legislators, because we have the key really in this.
I think what you did was very effective. You're also the shadow minister on the creative industry and information. But
Hmm.
somebody in the chat room was just reminding us that when Barack Obama came to Jamaica, he
Hmm.
wanted to talk patois. We just saw
Wagwan.
Aisha
Hmm.
Speed came to Jamaica. Yendi
Hmm.
Phillips was teaching him patois.
Yeah, yeah,
Patois is something that is craved globally
yeah.
from Jamaica.
Yeah, and that was the bigger part of my speech. My speech was that culture is not decoration. Culture is infrastructure, because they're happy to decorate the world with it. When I show speed come to Jamaica, we want to show them our culture, and yes, talk patois, and yes, our slang, and yes, our music. All of these things that they hate about us. They being, those persons who look like us but hate us. They hate those things, but they're happy to show off for I show speed and the world. But otherwise, they really put a cover on us and cover on our culture. So last week
Yes.
it was good enough for I show speed, but it was not good enough to show up in Parliament this week. Our culture was
How
it's just
dare
being
you?
used. Yeah, our culture is being used as a piece of decoration. When you have a program and you say, okay, let's put a cultural item on it. That's not us. Our culture is who we are. It's our way of life. It's everything about us that makes us so unique and special. And if the Parliament is going to put a cover on it, put a lid on it, and say, not here, then we are really and truly just hypocrites and treating culture like decoration and not like the asset, the infrastructure it is that we can get so much from, so much confidence in our people, and so much economic wealth from as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the creative industry and our earnings from that sector of the society. I heard you big up Babsy Grange, and that annoys me. I must tell you, because I believe Babsy is a colossal failure as it relates to Minister of Entertainment and Culture and all of that. What is this thing
Yeah.
about bigging up Babsy Grange? It's just because she has been there so long?
Well, I have 2 minutes with you, and I'm gonna and so this is where we're gonna end. But for
Yes.
me, I believe that service is really a hard task. It is really hard to give up yourself each day, every day, get up, be present, and still sometimes, it's very thankful. That's not a word, but you don't really get thanks in this job. So I was really giving her flowers for her dedication and her energy. She really
Okay.
has put in, I mean, and if you listen to what I said, that's exactly what I did. I gave her flowers for that. I didn't speak specifically to her achievements and stuff because that's a conversation that we would have otherwise. That was not the place for that in my speech. But I have to give her flowers as someone who has dedicated her life. This lady's 80 plus years old, and
Oh
she's
Lord.
still giving herself to service and country. And that is not easy. That is not easy. So I had to do that.
All right, you said you're running out of time. I hope that we can talk again pretty soon because I
Yes,
really want to
yes,
talk to you about the creative industry. You mentioned that it is valued at $3 trillion and Jamaica
yes.
not getting its earning. I'd love to talk to you about that some more because Jamaica is really at a place now that we are going to be suffering. Anything
Mhm.
finally you want to say to the people before you go?
I want to say to the people of Portland and all others who are listening that we have a genius, we have a product that has been given to us by our foreparents called this Jamaican culture. It's bigger than language, it's bigger than music, it's bigger than sport, it's bigger than our food, it's bigger than our dress. It is a package that is so powerful that the world knows about us before they know anything else, before they even know where Jamaica is located on the map. From we open our mouth, them know full culture. It is
Aye.
something to be proud of, and don't make anybody shut you down. The thing I want to say to our females and our young girls in particular, take up space. Don't make nobody small you up. You're a Jamaican
Come
queen,
on!
a
That is
Jamaican
it.
princess, and don't make nobody shut you up. Talk your talk, stand your ground respectfully, and get the job done, queens and princesses. Thank you so much, Colleen.
Nikisha Burchell, thanks for spending time with us this morning.
Bye bye.
One love. You heard her, the Queen of the South or the Queen of the West, whichever one you want to call her. Nikisha Burchell, Member of Parliament and the Shadow Minister of Information, Culture and the Creative Industry. We hope to have her back soon to talk to her about more of that. I saw it. I see it. So we'll talk. Yeah. Hope to have her back soon so we can talk about more of that. One love, Nikisha Burchell. Thanks for the time this morning. We have a call on the line. Call a
Colin,
morning.
blessed top of the morning, Colin.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, and the people in the Spice Land.
Big up, big up.
Good morning to the Madam Queen of the South. She will know who I am because she know that's how I greet her all the time.
Yeah.
Colin, this is a very interesting topic, and I have to chime in on it. I live abroad, and I must tell you this. If you go to a Chinese house and they have their children there, young children, you
Yes.
can't speak English in their house. You got to speak their language. If you go to a Russian's house, they don't encourage that either. Italian, Hispanics, all of them, they don't encourage in their house to speak nothing but their languages. So when you have your parliament where you have the people of your country paying attention and listening, why you don't think you should encourage your language? I don't understand.
Listen, in whole heap
Even
of
other parts
movies,
of the world start to recognize patois.
of course, in whole heap of movie, people that try to talk like we night is one of the things that everywhere around the world you go. In fact, I was in another country the other day, and a lady said to me, talk to me more. So I was like,
Yeah.
what? She said, oh my God, talk to me. Because at first, I never understand what I want. So me I say, what you mean? She said, no, like how you said it a while ago. I said, what? She said, yes, talk to me like that.
Yes,
She was
yes,
begging
they
me to
want to hear
talk to her
more.
in patois. She want the Jamaican dialect in her ears.
Yes, that's how it is, Colin. And there's a lot more things that need to make changes to than just talking about not using patois in the parliament. That's crazy.
People
That's
around the world want
that's
to hear the
definitely
Jamaica bad word.
okay, Colin. If you go to enough stores, enough bookstores in America now, you see where they are selling books and making money half books that written in patois.
Somebody's telling me in the chat room that a earthquake just hit Antigua. Are there any damages? Everybody's all right? Let me know that.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
so
sir.
there's a lot of books out there now with patois. That is the people all over the world, except Jamaica, that is making money.
You know one of the next,
patois.
hold on. You know one of the next thing that they are crazy about, brother? Jamaican badword. Where we call Jamaican badword. People around the world crazy about it.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Patois, Colin, I have a daughter born here. And she grew up now. And when she go Jamaica, nobody can tell if she's Jamaican or American. Because she got it down to the T.
Yes.
We make certain she know it.
All right, my brother. We're taking another call. Big up yourself. Thanks for the call.
All right, brother.
1-876-804-7072. Morning, caller.
Morning, Colin.
Wagwan.
The first thing I want to say, is there's a lot of parliamentarians in the parliament right now with the English language, the Queen's language and the King's language, where they try to hold on and box them down in there because they can't talk it.
They don't know nothing about it. Nothing.
The speaker herself, it seems like that she and the English language has struggled for dominance because she cannot talk it.
Yes.
So might as well she hang on the patois and chat it, because people like she, Darrell Vaz and Master Samuda and Warmington and many others don't know the language. So might as well them talk the patois.
Of course.
Because them in there a fight with it.
It's safer. They in there massacre it.
Them in there fight the language in there. So they need to go talk the patois.
And relax themselves.
And relax themselves because they have no command of the Queen's language.
Command of what? Command of
right?
what?
And the thing is this. Marlon Morgan insists that the house is the people's house.
No, I'm not insisting.
No,
I'm not agreeing with you.
In backtrack. When
it suits him, and that's who he is.
When it suits him.
Him not about facts.
It's a two-side all slippers.
His discussion is to win an argument, not about facts or consistency.
Not about facts.
It's to win an argument. So at the time,
when
I talk about the vestiges of colonialism, he was against it.
Mm-hmm.
At the time,
until the narrative turned.
Yes. Then him say at the people's
until
parliament.
The tide turn. Until the tide turn. So since him say it's the people's parliament now, ask him if we can remove the mace. Lambert Brown, this so we can put one blue maho, something the lumber. Ask him if we can now remove the mace. The big rusty something.
Put the Jamaican flag in it. Make the Jamaican flag pan a blue maho. And put it in there.
Right, and put it there. Put it there.
I bet you they never do that. Do what? Is the King's Parliament.
It is the King's Parliament.
It is the King's Parliament.
Because it is the King's Parliament. And it is a representation of the King. Everything in that house is a representation of the King. And they can't do anything in that House of Parliament without the King say so. They can't change most of the stuff without the King say so.
And as he said in that first discussion, that it is the King's loyal opposition and the King's loyal Prime Minister. All about the King.
So it becomes the people's house if everybody in there belongs to the King.
Hey, but you know, your Marlon said we should have glad said they never thief your money. You hear that?
Marlon is an educated dunce, and I don't even want to use the word educated because I don't see. That's what I said. I don't want to use the word educated because I don't think he is. He's just a dunce pretending.
Hold on. Hold on. Carla, hold on. I want to play this to the people. I'm going to listen to my Jody and Quarry. Listen to this.
Who then bears the responsibility for that delay, Senator Morgan?
Well, so the conversation for me is not so much about responsibility for delay, because Jamaica operates a structured, rules-based and law-based financial management ecosystem, Jordan. I'll come to that in a little while, but before doing so, I want to point out to your viewers at the very outset that the conversation we're having this evening could easily have been one about misuse of funds, loss of funds, misappropriation, unaccounted for funds, and so on. But that is not the conversation we're having. We're having a conversation regarding a quantum of funds where only 1.8% had been utilized up to a particular point in February. But just to
Hold on, Senator Morgan, because you said that, and persons listening do need to have that understanding that the Auditor General didn't find any irregularities. She did say some of the documentation hadn't been provided to her, but she isn't arguing that the funds had been misused or misappropriated. However, that for many people is a very bottom of the barrel argument. There is no expectation that they have that these funds would have been misappropriated. So,
now stop it, so Jordy, because I think they're not take you away. And obviously, Marlon believe it could have been taken away too. That's why I must say we should be happy.
You remember
Go ahead.
You remember the term, a butu in a Benz is still a butu?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
A dunce in a suit is still a dunce,
yes.
and that is Marlon. A dunce in a suit is still a dunce, and that's Marlon Morgan. And before I go, just notice that the culture of this country is being erased little by little by little by this government.
Yeah, man.
When last you see, I remember when I was going to primary school, even high school, we had like monthly, we have this form of like our dance troupe would come and we do the maypole, the dinky mini, and we play the drum and all them something in a school. Nothing. The amount of trip I go on when I go to primary school, Green Grotto Cave, Rosal Great House, out of Port Royal, educational stuff to teach our culture. None of them something in a school no more. We have one Jamaica Day and we feel like that is enough for our culture. We're slowly becoming Americanized. And people are going to stop coming here because they're going to realize where them come from. They're going to get the same thing when them come to Jamaica because we're Americanizing everything down a yard right now. Because JLP don't like the culture.
No.
They don't.
No, they don't. That's why the
don't like the
Speaker
culture.
of the House couldn't take 2 lines of patois. Shut it down.
Yeah, man, they
instant.
don't like the culture because, and that is why they speak in the language whenever they're passing laws and they have the big vernaculars and the big words that people can't understand. They speak that way because they must don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
And that is why there's no uproar because the people don't know what they're talking about.
All right, caller. Thank you.
Okay.
1-876-804-7072. Morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Colin. How you do?
Hey, boy, what go on?
Well, there, just a laugh. Because your last caller was correct.
Yes.
You can put educate and Marlon in the same sentence.
No.
Yeah?
No.
You'll have what they call syntax errors.
Tala.
So, I am listening to the conversation and I wanted to welcome my goodly sister from the Queen of the South contribution this morning. But Colin, we must look at the double standard of the House because the same Marlon Morgan presented in the Senate, yes, in patois.
I say him a key man, gate man.
Key man, gate man. I really believe him is a gate man. Yeah? I don't know if he is the key man, but he's the gate man. Yeah?
Yeah, him can be the key man to the man who keep the key.
Well, it must be the key to Andrew Wellness. But on a serious note, because I don't think these people want us to have serious conversations. That's why they behave the way they behave.
Yes.
But when you look at it, it is a backward step because the speaker was prepared to allow Orlando Terrelang to speak in Spanish.
No, the truth is, before that speech started, the request was made. I watched it and the request was made. And that's why I asked Nikisha why she didn't ask permission to speak. But, what Nikisha did, as she said, she was very deliberate about it. And it causes the conversation that she wanted. So she achieved her objective because it also shows that labor rights don't like with language either.
But when they're in there, when Warmington, there's 3 persons in the House who speak all the time in patois, even in their presentations. It would be Desmond Mackenzie because he can't help himself. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Everall Warmington and the undergraduate Darrell Vaz, the paper tiger. Yeah? So So if should we now become inspectors in the house to see who is speaking English from who is not, who is speaking Jamaican? In fact,
so what about when your grammar is incorrect and your pronunciations are poor? What do we do then?
Hold on, Colin. I want them to go what South African Parliament, right? Because you see, my model of how the Westminster system works is to look at how it works in South Africa. In South Africa, the language in Parliament is all the languages that are covered in the country. So you'll realize sometimes there are members in the house who don't speak English, they speak Zulu. And a translation is provided in real time to the speaker. And the speaker allows them to speak in the native tongue from where they come from. So this nonsensical argument being pushed by a speaker who doesn't even represent the English language very well, who her pronunciation suffer from quite a lot. So I don't understand. Why the speaker is going down this road. But you see, the problem is it's not just wanting to preserve parliamentary order. It is really that they're suffering from. It is a complex issue. Yeah, it's an inferiority. So they feel when they hear the patois that some way, somehow, patois low down the standard, not just Parliament, but of wherever it is spoken. And it should be frowned upon by every Jamaican. It's a disrespect to the language, you know, Colin.
Of course.
And when she comes, go ahead, Colin.
Oh, if you come and you hear 2 lines of patois, and before you basically brace and say, let me see how far she'll go with this. You know? Because Parliament is also a show, you know. And that's why when you realize when the Prime Minister present him come with all him on mic and the whole different setup when him presenting at the Parliament.
Because he has learned, being so long in the Parliament, he has learned that the Parliament is it's a grand performance, it's theatre. Yes. And it is for the actors in Parliament now to play their supporting roles.
Yes.
But you see, what happens people when they hold on to a colonial past, it says something about them, you know. Yes. They're looking some sort of gratification in saying that they're defending systems. But in all of this defense of the system, I ask how on God's earth, you know, sit down with the money and wouldn't help people. But you know why I spend it, Colin? I'm going to tell you as I go. They couldn't spend it because there was nothing in the law allowing the office of the Prime Minister to spend ADPEM's money.
No, but hold on, Edward, you're wrong. You're wrong. Remember, said the man move ADPEM in his office to get the money, you know, brother.
Yeah, and I'm telling you
ADPEM
again,
is now in the office of the Prime Minister.
No. Colin, remember, but what I'm saying to you, him could have put it up at his house at Beverly Hills. Right? Yeah. Him could put it up at his house at Beverly Hills. ADPEM was formed with certain protections in ADPEM. Yeah? Mm-hmm. One of the reasons for moving ADPEM in his office, in fact, was thinking that he was going to get more access to the money. But that's not how it worked. Because
so wait a second, hold on. When it reached them, him can't touch it.
That's the point I'm making to you. ADPEM's funds are spent by the Director General of ADPEM under scrutiny from the Auditor General. ADPEM only reports to the Auditor General, my friend.
Oh.
To ensure that they spend according. Because they were set up by the PNP in such a way that they have ADPEM have a lot of power, you know. So if you realize, they've been trying to gut ADPEM and it still not help them. Because no money should be left there, you know. If they were really in charge and if they were really up to Andrew had was in charge, no money would have been left in the fund.
Oh.
Let's be real. So it is clear that they could not touch the money. And it was in that time they were planning, and NARA now would have allowed them to touch the money.
So that's is wait them a wait till NARA come into power to control all of the money.
But come on, Natalie, one needs the other. One needs the other. So NARA is the clear passage now, because what they would have done is dub some spending under some projects under NARA coming from ADPEM, and then them just take the money.
Style. All right, my brother.
All the best.
All right, we'll talk. Raleigh, morning.
What's up?
With the day, brother, Wagwan.
Yeah, man, with the brother.
How things by your side?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man.
Raleigh, give us an update of what went on in the financial sector this week in Jamaica.
Well, the biggest thing that went on is the bogus report from the Statistical Institute of Jamaica. What? For the immediate resignation of the Director General of the Statistical Institute of Jamaica for data manipulation.
Hold on there, nephew. Hold on there. Raleigh, where you sell it a while? A bogus
inflation report from the Director General of the Statistical Institute of Jamaica. We're calling for a resignation right now.
Why you call it a bogus report?
All right. Right now, the biggest thing in the international financial community is inflation fear. Every stock market tumbled yesterday on fears that accelerating inflation will lead to higher interest rates and slower economic growth.
Yes.
U.S. inflation, producer inflation in the U.S. in April was 6%. Consumer inflation was 3.8%.
Yes.
40% of Jamaica's inflation rate is imported from the US.
Yes.
And starting tells us that inflation declined by 0.3% in April due to a 4.3% fall in the prices of electricity, water, housing, gasoline, and other fuels.
Gas so what? When did the war in the Middle East start, Raleigh?
February 28th.
And Statin is saying that in April, gasoline price went down?
Yeah, and electricity, water, gasoline, and other fuels, all forms of fuel.
Raleigh.
When everywhere in the world, every man run up and down.
Hold on.
I talk about inflation and interest rates.
Raleigh, it's not a bogus report.
Yeah.
There's an error. Monday morning, they will correct that error. A fall in gas price and electricity bill in April. Where?
Yeah, man, and water price and my electricity bill jumped by over 40% because JPS don't give the signal already. Once gas price go up, fuel prices go up.
But that's automatic.
Must go up.
That's automatic. Yeah. Raleigh, you're the professor.
Automatic.
We don't need you to tell we that.
Yeah, man.
Every Jamaican know that. Man. All the man when understand the economy know so once gas price go up, the electricity bill go up. Everybody know that.
Yeah. Inflation, everywhere in the world, inflation accelerate. And she tell me say inflation are going down in Jamaica. So need for government.
Inflation going down in Jamaica. Hold on, Neville, are coming to you. What else? What are the figures that they came out with, Raleigh? Run the figures for us.
So inflation fell by 0.3% in April due to a 4.3% fall in the prices of electricity, water, housing, gasoline, and other fuels. Food go up by 0.6%, which is another bogus thing. Yep. And transportation by 1.1%, which is also bogus, because how can gasoline prices go up and transportation prices go down? How can all of those food price increases get into the system and then try to say food price will increase by 0.6%? Them a doctor the number and we have to watch out now with the first quarter GDP growth because they might make it look like someone in a recession. She needs to be fired immediately.
Candy Max is saying the audio is not good. Everybody else hearing us loud and clear? Because I am hearing Raleigh loud and clear. And Candy Max, you are the only person seems to having an audio problem. I don't hear anybody else complaining about the audio. So Candy Max, I am suggesting that you restart your instrument. Raleigh, Man, just go to Nevia and hear what Nevia say. Nevia, what you say?
Morning, Colin. Morning, Raleigh. Morning. Colin, a two-man, Raleigh coming to a little muffle. But anyway, I called to say something to Raleigh, but let me just say it to you, Colin, before I go to Raleigh.
Yeah.
I enjoy listening Marshy, and I enjoy. Is Ed Boy, not Ed Boy, man? Paris sent me, man. Ed Boy name.
Yeah, man. Sent me a man like you.
I like to listen to Ed Boy because I believe I learn a lot. But when Ed Boy come call Daryl was undergraduate, this is where Ed Boy is declaring on me. And me not like the idea. I me believe Ed Boy to come back. We come out tomorrow. Come apologize to Daryl was to call him undergraduate. So I'm asking Ed Boy, please, to come back, come apologize to Jamaica best performing minister in a Jamaica Labour Party government, Daryl Vaz. Raleigh?
Yeah, man.
Hello?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Careers result, first quarter result come out yesterday evening. You may not get a chance to go through it. I want you to use the weekend to go through it and come back Monday, come explain it to me and others understand what the first quarter result is saying, Raleigh. All right, thanks.
This is
Careers result I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, man. We'll tell you about that one then.
So,
no problem.
If Statin come with these numbers, Raleigh, is it that the government is interfering with Statin by telling them? Because if Statin is saying that gas price is down, what, 4.5%?
No. She says that the entire thing, gasoline, other fuel, electricity, water down by 4.3%, and that inflation overall in the month of April fell by 0.3%, while inflation in our major trading partner from which we import 40% of the inflation is back to 2007 levels, that the president have to go for China to get an off-ramp in order to stop the war because the people might get mad, that the Bank of England project 6%, that every central bank in the world project higher interest rates in order to contain the inflation, and every stock market a drop. So Jamaica must be not a part of this world. She needs to go yard.
No, but Raleigh, if the government is instructing her, because this can't be real. Everybody knows the gas price is up. So how you get gas price? How you get gas price down? How she get that?
On other fuel, every fuel, she said every farmer fuel down. How that?
You sure that's not January? You sure that's not January numbers, Raleigh?
Yeah, I say that because it shocked me so much. April, everywhere in the world, inflation are accelerating, and including our major trading partner. Producer prices in America jumped by 6% tonight, jumped to 6% in April. Consumer prices are 3.8%. So our inflation still falling in Jamaica, it climb everywhere else in the world. Bank of Jamaica revised them forecast for the year from 4 to 6 to 7.5, and that conservative. So we're starting to get inflation go down in Jamaica. In Jamaica, in a part of the world, then. And hear the thing that was to make it go down. Electricity, water, and all form of fuels. No, man. This
is madness. Tell us what the Bank of Jamaica did last week. How is the US dollar and where's gas price?
Yeah. Well, the Bank of Jamaica
hold on, Raleigh.
Liquidity.
Hold on, Raleigh.
Yeah.
You using a headphone or you have one speaker?
No, sir.
I'm getting a lot of complaint. Yeah, move the phone a little bit from your mouth. Ease the phone a little bit from your mouth.
All right, that better?
Go ahead now, yeah.
Yeah, so as we said, the Bank of Jamaica wanted to mop up some 22 billion last week. The money changers pumped in $33 billion. The dollar closed at $159.03 yesterday against the US dollar.
All right, we have a call on the line. Let's see if we can take the call. Caller, good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning, comrade.
Yes, sir.
I want to tell you, the hottest restaurant in Arizona, the name is Right Yasso.
Right Yasso.
So, Right Yasso. So anybody go to Arizona, you just Google Right Yasso.
Right Yasso.
I was in it the other day, and I saw some persons, and they were talking patois, and I said, "Sir, you're from Jamaica?" And he says, "No."
What?
But I just love the language. I'm swear to you, they are from Spanish Town. The restaurant is Right Yasso.
Right Yasso.
Yeah, Right Yasso. So but I don't know what those persons talk.
As I said in the interview with Nikisha Burchell, the Jamaican language is craved around the world. So it's only people in Jamaica don't recognize how loved
All right.
and how in demand our language is.
That language is, yes. I used to live in Cayman also. And every most time it falls on the 4th or whatever, near to independence. And they have Jamaica independence in Cayman. And you want to see the independence. It seems like it is keeping in Jamaica. Ask anybody living in Cayman. And most of the persons them are behaving as Jamaican. Well, okay, so I don't know what they're talking about.
One thing we know is that Cayman love Jamaican language. Them do have never bothered for themselves.
But I know Cayman and I behave like that. It's like the Filipinos or the Honduranians. And they are the ones gravitating to the language and cussing the bad word too.
All right, my brother. Respect and thanks.
Yeah, man, but let's Google Right Yasso.
Yeah, man. Right Yasso. All right. Raleigh, what came out of that meeting down at China with Trump?
Well, basically, Trump said that it was good for him. Although the Chinese haven't said anything yet. So one of the things that he wanted the Chinese to buy more oil from him rather than Iran. Xi Jinping said he can't agree with that. Xi Jinping also told him that Taiwan is a red line. If you cross Taiwan, then we're going to have a big problem. Yeah? So it's better we cooperate than become rivals. So he's telling the American people that it was a successful visit. President Xi hasn't issued anything about the visit. You know, he always keeps silent about things.
Yes. And did China tell him that they are going to take over Taiwan?
No, but President Xi told him that it's a red line. If he sell arms to Taiwan or if he intervene in the process, it's a red line because Taiwan is a rogue state which is part of China.
Let's take a call. Caller, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. And let me just remind everybody that we are going to have a program Monday morning at 7 o'clock. And Raleigh will be on that program because the evening program, 5:30 Monday, we are going to be joined by the leader of opposition, Mark Jefferson Golden. And that program is going to be about NARA. So all who don't understand NARA, Monday evening program is about NARA. The leader of opposition, who is also an attorney at law, will be on to talk about NARA fulsomely. It's about NARA. So we're going to bring on Raleigh Monday morning. Go ahead, caller.
Colin,
yes, sir. Go ahead.
Honestly, Colin, say if I'm me and the opposition, me not sit in the parliament with them people do.
So we have to left the parliament, give them then do anything they want?
Yeah, man, because they do it anywhere, Colin. They do it anywhere. So, them alone are running cut. Them alone running.
No, you can't.
You understand?
No, 400,000 people voted for the opposition. You can't left the parliament, give the people them where
No, I left them. No, me not Colin. Me I tell them say if they not give people the money, me not come back with them.
No, but you see, we have to talk about that seriously, you know. The government and some people are behaving like the government. All we expect is that the government would thief the money, and the fact that the government not thief the money, hooray. It cannot be that. People are suffering, and the government sit down on the money where poor people. This is money where poor people giving up. People give this money out of their little salary. Allow me to tell Raleigh.
No, man, you're right, man.
People give this money out, give $50 100 US, 120 US, expecting that this money would get to the people in the West right away, you know. And I remember some people were saying that don't get the government to the money, give it to the regular people, and we are good on, they're going to help the people. Them. And you see it now, the money is still sitting while people are suffer, are dead for hungry. People have medication. People are living under tarpaulin. People are living under 2 sheets of zinc. People are living at school while the government sit down on the money and talking about they spend 11 billion. That's not enough for no wicked people.
So Colin.
Yes.
I West me come from, right? And pretty, right? But it can't be just business as usual, Colin. It can't, because if it was Andrew who only see want to sit down in apartment with them.
Hey, it would have been hell and powder house if the PNP was in power and do this.
That me I try. So why them can't create the powder house here, Colin?
Well, it's time for them wake up. We're calling on them to wake up and shake up here, man.
Yeah, sometimes it's sorry someone like you, in the parliament, Colin. Trust me.
Raleigh,
spokey person is inside there.
Hold on, the caller. Raleigh, what could I really cause this to? Why the government not spend this money? What could it be?
Wickedness and incompetence, man. Combination of both wickedness and incompetence. Yeah. So all the finance ministers should get fired for that. Fired immediately.
They keep telling us lie about procurement. Oh, procurement could have stopped the donation money, Raleigh. Explain that to us.
Rubbish that, man, and when I said that reach the procurement stage yet, because the odd people say the minister just not sign off on it. You have to sign off before you start going to procurement and them things. So that now has nothing to do with procurement.
But isn't this money that them could have used emergency procurement if it needed to
Of
go
course,
to
because we have the
use?
conditions to emergency procurement because of the hurricane. So that cannot be used as an excuse.
Why did the government put why did the Prime Minister put ODPM in his office? What was his explanation?
Because he won't have everything under control. Simple.
So is this a part of the bottleneck rally that Julian Robinson spoke about in the parliament?
Of course, the office of the Prime Minister is the biggest bottleneck in the country. Because the Prime Minister take on too much thing and him now have the competence level. We're not afraid to say that. Him now have a competence level. And even if he was competent, that's too much for one man. Simple.
But Colin, are they the same OPM guy that talk and him I say some of the money where them get them I use to buy equipment. And what kind of equipment them I buy, Colin? What kind of 400 million to buy equipment?
Caller.
What kind of equipment them I buy?
Hold on. The government is talking about they spend how much billion? 60 billion them say them spend overall, Raleigh?
67 billion.
67 billion. There's also $137 million from Beryl that have not been spent.
That has not been spent. Yeah.
What caused that? What caused all of this?
Yeah, they need to explain that to the public.
Let me tell you all what it is. Let me tell you all what it is. Listen to me. We see them fighting for power, but they know not the hour. So they come bribing with their gun spare parts. No, they come bribing with their old bus spare parts and money, trying to belittle our integrity. They say that what we know is just what they teach us.
What they tell us.
And we are so ignorant that every time they can reach us through political strategy. Hear this now. They keep the people hungry. So guess what? They are suffering the people, bringing them to their knees. So they're causing a situation so that they can come in as the savior.
Yeah, man.
To fix it.
So you're going to get some food, your brother going to be an enemy. Ambush in the night.
Tell them!
Yeah?
The people of the West have been ambushed.
Ambushed. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Colin, these are the things the PNP need to preach to the people. So this is what so this is a playbook that they use and them as well. When they come around next time, they not be fooled.
All right, my brother. Respect and thanks.
So again, Colin, the armchair approach of the leader of the opposition. Them things can't work.
Where is the opposition have to get more?
Yeah, man. Them armchair approach of the leader of the opposition. Them things can't work, man. We have to get more active on the ground. That's the recipe.
He'll be in Trelawney today. So he'll be on the ground in Trelawney today, as far as I know.
Yeah, man, yeah, more of that one. Let me go and share this. Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on, the caller coming to you. It is serious that we have a government that have billions of dollars at their disposal.
While the economy is approaching a recession.
While the economy is approaching a recession, the government have billions accessible to them. In fact, the government have over $500 billion that they can spend right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so critical that they only want to spend money through NARA? Them don't want to spend the money otherwise. Now, Raleigh, help me out with this. Help me out with this, Raleigh. When the government wanted to buy the old bus, it never take no time.
No.
When the government saw a need, and let me just make this clear because Raleigh and myself would totally agree with the money that JPS got. But they gave JPS that money in about 3 weeks, Raleigh.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
Didn't that have to go through procurement?
No. All those things that use emergency measures to deal with it.
Wasn't that have to be signed? Didn't that have to get signed off by the Minister of Finance?
Of course, they never hear in the parliament that they want to sign off on it first, man.
So within 3 weeks, $150 million US, $20 billion was delivered to JPS. And as I say, don't get it wrong, we agree that that money was necessary. But so is the money for the people them down West necessary. And they are now lying to us that is procurement why the money couldn't spend. Raleigh, explain that.
Rubbish, man. The same kind of emergency, because if you use the emergency procurement mechanism to give JPS the money, JPS are just part of the recovery process. The recovery of the people and the houses and all of those things are part of the overall economic recovery process. So again, it comes back to incompetence and wickedness, because if you just deal with JPS, that alone is going to make the economy recover. As we saw, we deal with JPS, but the economy still dropped by 7.1%. You don't have to deal with the people's needs and housing infrastructure and all of those things if you ever have the economy recover. So it's that them don't know what them doing. Them incompetent and them wicked at the same time.
The Prime Minister told
us the economy.
The Prime Minister told us that the container houses would be here by the end of February.
Yeah, man.
We are almost at the end of May and not one container house not delivered yet.
By the government. 920, we haven't seen any of them.
And we're going to say 6 bases built down our central Westmoreland. Let me take a call. Caller, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, brother Colin.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what may I say? You say the government, put the people inches of fun from going to now.
Caller? Hello? Caller, we're not hearing you. Caller, we're not. Yes. Go ahead now. Caller, go ahead. We are hearing you now.
Hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, may I say, when you put him where he is? May I hear something?
Also, you voted for him? Caller?
When you put him where he is?
You voted for him?
Let me tell you something, to be honest with you. I don't vote for him.
Then you never put him. Then you can't say we put him where him there. Say the people put him where him there. I never vote for him. I never put him there.
The people don't put him where he is.
Yes.
This is me have to say, to be honest with you. The man now put the people in interest of art. The man put him interest of art. Because when the man going, him not create no way for we. We, mean all of us. From PMP to Labour, he not create no way for we. He create way for himself and his wife and who he want to create way for. But the man, everything he come in place for the people get benefit from. Him don't create no way for him. All he try to fight away and swing instead of uplift us. Mean all of us. When I talk about somebody, I talk old people of Jamaica. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
And the end of the day, this man, for instance, we come a contact on a never. A contact was say, Darryl Vaz are the best, whatever I want to call him.
If it was the best man, why you going to take him and do it?
Why ain't gonna do it?
If it was the best man. You never take him and go back to the university and go to the league with your benefits. You can take him and go back and get a country and tell you that you want to be the best man. And the world 6 man coming out of the country and out of the country and not make all the prime minister.
All right, caller. It sounds like you're down on bad location. Call me back tomorrow. You're down on bad location. Yeah. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Morning, Colin.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I am of the mindset to say that Andrew Holness is an enabler of the genocides that take place down in Gaza. And I tell you where I put that to. They were saying that show me the company and I tell you exactly you are.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And his behavior toward Jamaican people. Tell you something else. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He has not speak up against the genocide in Israel. You know what I mean? He has not, you know what I mean? He's in bed with Netanyahu. You know what I'm saying? And he's also, I believe, he also baptized the commissioner of police in the IDF playbook. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the police can behave the way they behave over in Jamaica, you know, by just no cameras and commit the crime on camera and nothing come out of it.
All right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, you know, that's why I put it. You know what I mean? Show me your company, I tell you exactly who you are, mate.
All right. That's a fact. So we all people them tell we. Birds of a feather flock together. All right. Raleigh.
Yeah.
Where did gas price end this week? Hold on, caller.
Brent is 110 and West Texas is 105.
So they are staying above $100.
Yeah, man.
And
closed out last week because the summit never met the expectations of the market. That's another reason why all of the stock markets then tumble.
All the stock markets tumble this week.
Every stock market in the world ended down on Friday because, as we said before, the people are disappointed where the summit ended, and also the fear is that higher inflation will lead to higher interest rates and slower economic growth. So of all the persons in the world, Statin are the one who bucked the trend in Jamaica. Them take off either.
So where was the stock market in April, Rally?
What, Jamaican market?
Yes.
Well, the Jamaican market has been mostly down now. We closed at 255,000 points yesterday. Way below the 500,000 points for the reach under COVID-19, before COVID-19.
Let me apologize to the listeners.
Stock market has been very depressed.
Let me apologize to the listeners because Raleigh is on the road. So that's why I hear Nickel Nye in the background, in Raleigh's background. He's on the road. But Raleigh, April is the start of the second quarter, the second financial quarter.
Yeah.
So obviously they are setting a stage because they can't tell you that the first quarter is not down. So is it that they are setting a stage to tell us that we are going to have a V-shaped recession?
That is why I was careful to watch what Statin is saying, because that cannot be, because there's nothing in the first quarter to suggest that the economy grow. Yeah, everything in a depressed state. The budget helps to depress the economy. That is why we're saying that Statin is losing credibility, and we have a problem with this Director General.
Well, we need to call on her and get an interview from her. Let me go to our call. Caller, good morning. Yeah. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes.
So I want to point out a few keys, and one of the keys are Andrew is trying to position himself as, you know, as a strategic player to break China's monopoly on rare earth elements. Andrew Holness.
Yes, explain that.
And the rare earth elements Yeah, and it's putting local maroons survival directly at odds with global tech supply chain. And that's one of the reasons why you see him holding on to all that money.
But you know,
The
see what
tech
happened
race
yesterday?
and but yeah.
You know, realize that Richard Curry was the only person nominated yesterday.
Yeah, he was not only nominated, he was chosen.
Right, so he's re-elected as the chief of the Maroon in a compound.
Yeah, he was spiritually chosen. I mean, there's nothing they can. Huh?
Mr. Tell her.
Yeah. And so the race, the battle for Jamaican hidden gems, you heard Minister Floyd Green said they're going to open a new company for rare earth elements.
Yeah.
Okay, so the big connecting the dots, if Jamaican people follow the money, they find the corruption. Because superpower people don't pour billions of dollars in a small island public infrastructure like Korea without any massive return on investment. You know, they said they're gonna announce about disaster recovery and modernizing land title.
Yes.
Is a real chess game. You understand me? It's actually recurring the rare earth elements. That's a hidden gem that Jamaica have that they found out. China already knew about this. They have been stealing it for many years.
Oh?
Yeah, they know the nedium, the yttrium, that they get after they dig the bauxite, the mud. All of these EV that they use to make electric car technology. The real reason for land tilting help, the Jamaican government signed a major $1.4 billion partnership with Korea International Agency called COCA. Is that what it's called? COIACA.
Rally, you aware of all of this?
Yeah.
No, I'm not aware of that deal, but Jamaica can rival China in terms of that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
One to the bigger dance world. Yep.
And the reason why they're doing all this digitalized thing is because Korea is not gonna try to end up in a lawsuit, because Andrew have to make sure he knows everybody that owns the land. You see, when those people come in to claim land, this is where you're gonna see how he's corrupt against those people. That's where you're gonna see how Andrew start to steal the land from the people and tell them they don't have right to those titles.
So he must steal it for himself or for the country. What is it?
Like I said, all right, the reason why he actually got off of Maroon Town who have most of the gem, untouchable gem that has been sitting there for many years. So what he is now, a lot of the people that are living on their land that are untouched for over 50 years, family land, also have those gems. And he wants it. So what he's doing this digital thing with Korea.
Yes, I see it. The digital land titling. Yeah. Saw that.
People cannot trust Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness is a snake. Even if he changes his skin, he's a snake. So what I'm saying, the US and South Korea connection, the geopolitics alliance behind this real United States and South Korea operation. See, it's called Forge. It's a forum and resource. US is the one who actually supported Korea. It's a part of the business. I'm not gonna say it's supported. So Jamaica is gonna have one of the biggest world lawsuit because of this rare element that Jamaica have. It's nowhere else in the world. So there's a lot of players, a lot of country want what Jamaica have.
All right.
Because it's not only for electric, it's also for weapons of war.
Hallelujah. Tell her. Call me back again. No stay so long for call me. I think at the first me I hear your voice. Have you ever called us before?
No, this is my first time.
You have to call me back again one next day, yeah?
All right. Bye.
Blessings. Raleigh,
Yeah, man.
you heard all of that?
Yeah, but no, what I said Jamaica, you have nothing for rival China. China control 90% of the world's rare.
Right.
No challenge can come this.
Right, but we might have little where people might want to cipher off and go on with a whole heap of shenanigans.
Yeah, but that can't create a big challenge for China. Yeah.
All right, so we're still watching that. But Ralston,
yeah, man.
Food, I mean, this starting thing really shocked me. It really,
yeah, man, it just shocked me to man. That's why I said the man for resign, man. She take man for food, man.
Hold on, Carla, coming to you. But this starting thing, yeah, because I have always of the opinion, I've said it to you before, Raleigh, that government can manipulate starting because one of the problems we have
especially
in Jamaica.
She, man, because they get me sky and put in from she go there behind them something where I get better.
One of the problem in Jamaica, a lot of people are afraid of this government. And that's why media house don't speak, civil society don't speak, because a lot of people are afraid. And once you speak, they try to shut you down. Yeah? We haven't heard another word out of the fiscal commissioner since him said the budget not credible. Last.
Man.
And I told you that he wouldn't say nothing more in a rally.
Yeah, man.
Have you tried to get him on?
He's a man when me know and we try to get him to do an interview all long. I know him for 20, 30 years. Yeah,
and him not giving you an interview again?
No. He never come. He never turn up.
Let's take another call. Caller, good morning. Go ahead.
Hi. Hi. Good morning, gentlemen.
Go on, Mary.
Yeah, nothing. I want to ask Raleigh something. You say a little bit historical. Raleigh, how was Jamaica's fiscal health coming out of colonization? Because we know the JLP took us, they won the election and took us in. How was our fiscal health then? Because to me, I think that was a wasted period with Buster. How was it, Raleigh?
Well, what we have was accelerated economic growth coming out of the plan that was laid down by Norman Manley and Crabnett Soul at that time. So what we saw in the 60s, we had growth rates of 7, 8, 9, 10%. But we had massive unemployment, urban decay, and all of them things there, right? And that is why Mike came in 1972 and had to do what he had to do. The fiscal deficit, world for sabotage and all of those things. The fiscal deficit ran up to about 17%. But even then, the debt to GDP ratio was 60% when Mike left in 1980, right? And we had widespread social integration, yeah? More man the university, most of the people who said about around country now was trained on at that period of time, free education and all of them something there. We get things like the National Housing Trust and all of those things. So a whole lot of social improvement, yeah? Social reform. Equal pay for women, labor relations and industrial disputes act. All of the things that were benefit the country now come under Mike when them are used now. By the time Saga left office in 1989, the debt to GDP was its highest ever, 252%. Right? Dr. Davies come and bring it down to 115%, and then them carry it back to 147%. Peter Phillips bring it back to 115%. And then the people then put them back, and this is what I get right now.
Because some of what you say, I would need more, because I'm not that affair with a lot, but I was listening because I was thinking, Colin and Ralston, that maybe coming out of colonialism, I was thinking that maybe it was a wasted period because Norman Manley, he called election, he didn't have to, but the man of integrity, they say, let the people decide who should take them into. Yeah, and I'm thinking that period was wasted. But let me fast forward now, right? I'm thinking, that with this thing, all the monies that that have not been spent, I'm thinking that Andrew had this thing in him long time with this NARA thing to take total control without any oversight. So he made the money sit there, and now NARA is the perfect vehicle for him to come in and and utilize all these funds to do what he wants to do, which will not be a benefit to many, to the poorer, to a certain social demographic people in Jamaica. Because they benefit people, you know, what the real people with the benefit, now the benefit. And I'm gonna say this and come off and listen to Rasta, because when he speaks, it's a bit like muffled. You see what Chief Curry did yesterday? Chief Curry sure and just say, you can't wag me. I'm not gonna make no tail wag me. And the man go ahead, even though him henchman them file this injunction. Chief Curry just go ahead yesterday and had his election, because at no time since me I grew up, me ever hear say no administration has meddled into Maroon affairs. And he took the soldiers in there after Melissa, when the people them down the west, they could have used what they went in, because Chief Curry didn't have it under control, because he had his nefarious reason. So I'll continue to listen to what Riley said, because some of what he said about that art, we could hear it clearly. So maybe he could, because it was muffled. But that's my question of the day.
Look like we lost Raleigh, trying to get him back on the line. But yeah, look like him out of range. 1-876-804-7072. Morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Morning, Colin. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, man.
Colin, me everybody talk about the money when I spend.
Yeah.
Why the government not spend no money?
Mm-hmm.
But look at me an idiot, because the report said money spent.
Yeah, man.
$26 million spent.
Yeah, 26 million.
So let me ask you a question now. Nara was around when that 26 million they spent?
No, sir.
So then what they want Nara to spend the money for? They take you all away for idiot, you know.
Clown them take
I all away then idiot, you know. If you could have spent $26 million out of the money, why you want Nara to spend the rest of the money for? I want to explain that to Jamaica people.
So that the Prime Minister can have better control. Hold on, caller. Raleigh.
Never.
What you said about China's rare earth a while ago, somebody seems like they get it. Millicent Spence. What is Raleigh saying about China and Jamaica?
I'm saying that China controls about 90% of the rare earth, and that's one of the reasons that
in the world, in the world, not in Jamaica.
In the entire world.
Not in Jamaica.
The entire world.
Right.
Yeah. So Jamaica can pose a challenge to China. That is one of the reasons that President Trump went to China, because he wanted Xi Jinping to sell them more rare earth.
So that they can make the chip for cars and weapons and all of them things.
Precisely. Everything where, electronic and that. Yep. So China have a lock on that. Yep.
All right, caller, go ahead.
Colin, you know, me realize Dr. Tufton say I put a ban on rally drinks when say people them drink.
Pan rum and boom?
Yeah, pan rum and boom. But it look like too much Jamaican junk already and it mash up enough for them brain. So it don't make a difference whether he put a ban on it or not. Because the outrage is supposed to come when the Auditor General release that information the day that day. You know, get it from the country. Because think about it. You have all of them people down the west suffer Colin. Them and them set up this roofs program. When man have to travel from Chilani go and Mobi and Westmoreland go and Mobi to collect money. Some people can't get no money. Then tell us say you can't get no money because for whatever reason. Right? And then a report come out and say the man they have money from burial time. Think about it, you know, from burial time the man they have money.
But we told you here, hold on, caller, we told you here that a lot of the money for burial was paid just before the general election. So they use a lot of that money to defeat Merinda Wellington right the week, even the week leading up to the election. Burial money was being paid. Now they are planning to do the same thing again. So they don't care.
Politicize relief money.
Hold on, caller. Go ahead, Raleigh.
So they might politicize the relief money then.
That is it. That's exactly what they're doing. So that's why I drafted the Bob Marley this morning, that they're keeping the people hungry.
Yeah, man.
And then when they decide to give you some food now, all your bread off it on your enemy, and you see them as the savior.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
man.
style
Yeah,
them a
man.
style Jamaican people.
Yeah, man.
There is no procurement issue with money
Yeah.
for Melissa because Raleigh, you know about the emergency procurement.
Emergency procurement, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Darrell
Yeah, man.
Vaz get 1.4 billion, almost the same amount.
Yeah.
Almost the same amount. 1.4 billion for buy $110 bus within 2 months.
Yep. Yeah,
Within
man.
2
Yeah,
months. It's 7
Yeah,
months now since the hurricane blow.
Yep.
And no matter how much money
It's
them
true,
spend,
man.
you see that money, that 1.4 for almost $1.5 billion, that money should have been spent because that money was given by poor people, average Jamaican,
Yeah, man.
people who love Jamaica and saying, help the people now. You shouldn't have that money. That money should have gotten to the people. And Marlon Morgan,
Okay.
don't come tell you about we should have glad to do not thief it. Because that's what Marlon Morgan is saying to us in a rally.
Okay, so I said the ball.
No, hold on. The man has say, we're glad say we're not having a discussion about missing funds and misappropriation of funds. The fund is still there.
So basically what I'm saying is that the administration are thief, you know.
Yeah, man, him say that, man.
Because,
him says a low
Yep.
trust environment and we have had many Auditor General report, damning Auditor General report. This one is
Okay.
not damning because the money is still there. It is damning Marlon Morgan because the money is there while people are asleep on board bench in a classroom, while people are asleep under 2 sheets of zinc, while people are asleep under tarpaulin, while people can't buy medication, while people life destroyed totally because of the hurricane. I want to sit up on the money where average Jamaican take out of them nothing and donate to get to the people.
And then I tell them, say, we should have glad to them not thief it.
Yeah, we should have glad to say them not thief it. Call a wrap up.
I want everyone to understand what he said. I want everyone to understand what he really said.
Him not understand himself, man. That youth don't understand himself. That youth is just a man with chat, anything come my mouth.
One bag of fools, yeah.
Go ahead,
Me
Carl.
realize yesterday, Colin, so from them release, from the Auditor General release the report, you see?
Yes.
You have a whole YouTube page. Now they break down how the government spend money and much money. It coming like to me like they create some bots and put them out there for they try to spread them dirty narrative. You understand me?
Well, I listen one of them this morning. I screen record them. Some labor writer discuss. They were very upset that the government never spend the money. They were so ashamed.
Yeah, man. That's bad. That's not good, man. That's a shame.
Yeah, man.
That's
But
a
here
shame,
this
man.
Colin,
That's a problem.
there's a little country named Nepal where go through stress the other day. You know why Nepal go through the stress? A similar situation to this. You know? And the young people them in Nepal get up and say, no. We're not going to take this no more, you know. And them burn down the parliament, them 70 of them dead, you know. But they said them do it for a cause. The president of Nepal did have to resign. And they put in the chief justice in an interim position because the people decide that the man never they run the country good and they have to do something. The people of the country too dormant. Then too dormant, even the people who they suffer calling, you come for radio every day, right stand up on radio every day they talk. But the people them now do nothing.
Hold on there. Hold on. Hold on, I want to read this. So Colin, the roof program spent $10 billion. More than the contributed funds plus other funds expended from the consolidated fund. Yes, Master Jam. They spent $10 billion on the roof program to assist 40,000 people, Rally? 40,000? Out of
43,000.
43,000 people. Out of 150,000.
115,000 ministers and them assessed so far.
115,000 people was assessed. Mega jam. The government spent spent $10 billion on the 43,000 odd people it reached. It now reached 44,000. So there is another 60 or 70,000 people that need help when not get it yet. Mega jam. So if the government even spent $20 billion while people still are suffer, it is not enough. James Ingram do a song where say, I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. Here we are back where we were before. Seems nothing ever changes with this government. People need help. So you can't tell me because you help some and you still have money. And Mega Jam, the government still have over $500 billion at their disposal. And they're not spending it. You hear me talk to Dwayne Vaz the other day. He said not even one house, no bill by the government in a Feme constituency. And I'm sure it is the same with others. Mr. Dayton Campbell show a house with them bill. If a category with them bill give a family when needed help. If a category 2 hurricane come June, that gone like a kite. Gone like a kite. The 200,000 and the 500,000 we then give people. That is no resilient, no inner that. The $10 billion where the government spend could have done much more than that. Carla, make your final point. Make I take 2 more calls before we wrap up the program. Oh, the caller gone? Rally, this government and some people now really think, you know. Some people now really look upon the things that could have happened had the government act more expeditiously.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
We said to the government back then that them should have built some concrete shell, give the people them.
Yeah.
When we worked it out, one of them concrete shell at that time would have cost maybe $3 million. And put it at 4 million. Let me see. If they had spent that, 2,500 shells could have been built out of the 10 million, out of the 10 billion.
10 billion,
yeah.
And the multiplier effect, I will work that, I will spin off the
exactly.
economy.
That would have kickstart the economy.
The economy, yeah, man.
And the government did nothing of the sort. They told us that we would have get container house by the end of February. We did say that wouldn't happen. It no happen. To date, them claims to them have how much rally? 900 per wharf?
920, yeah.
Nobody no get none yet.
Nobody no see them. Nobody no get no photograph. No media no get no photograph of them on the wharf yet, either.
And that's shocking.
So you still have a question that, yeah.
Final call. Caller, good evening. Morning.
Good morning, Colin. Good morning, Uncle Ralston.
Morning, how are you?
All my fellows in the fellowship, good morning. Producers, everybody in Portland Spice TV, everybody. Me attack patwa this morning. Oh, me patwa.
Your patwa weak.
Listen now.
Me not think your patwa so hot.
Me know because my picnic them speak patwa better me because me send them home for 2 years.
They go learn
Jamaica. To carry water upon their head. For suffer.
Talk to me.
Anyway, yes. You know something? Uncle Ralston, China. Their Uncle Ralston have go on China to this geopolitical till we come to a conclusion. The baby. How the baby, Uncle Ralston?
Well, explain.
You mean, now remember, she was saying that Trump would not go to China. And you said that Trump would be going and Trump went. So it's the result she asked about.
Okay, but as I said, we hear him say it was successful. Yeah, because I'm telling some corporate executives with them and them sign some deal. But in terms of the geopolitical realm, nothing changes. Nothing changed. Because they wanted Xi Jinping to buy more oil from US than from Iran. And Xi Jinping making no say that now will work. And Xi Jinping making no say if we sell arms to Taiwan, then we're going to have a big problem. Yeah, and it is going to be a superpower clash if you do that. And that's going to be a red line. Yep. And Xi Jinping tell him, so when I get involved in the Straits of Hormuz business, that's a your thing. When I deal with that.
So flatly Xi Jinping tell him said the Strait of Hormuz are your alone business that when I get in it.
Yeah, I have to deal with that. Because Iran make sure they got the Chinese ship the same day them. So Chinese ship can pass freely and do what they want. Turkish Chinese ship pass the day when the summit are going.
How many ships pass?
Iran, 30 Chinese ships pass. Because Iran, most of them get them food from China and most of them have a leg of China.
So what happened to Trump blockade? Trump now have a blockade out there. What happened to that?
Yeah, but I'm all the Chinese ship pass and can't stop using ship them from pass.
So hold on, America now block the Chinese ship them neither?
The more China, man. Don't feel that China with Xi Jinping and black Chinese ship. You never try that, man.
Clown.
Yes.
It's a clown show.
They must have the boss thing.
No, but
stop the boss thing. So.
Go ahead, Carla.
No, can I say something now?
Yes, Carla, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Now you realize why the great Khan, he is if you remember Genghis Khan, if you remember the bloodline where this man coming from, you hear one quote to him, the Greek mythology. You remember the Greek story, Athens and Sparta war? He quoted to the whole world, understand where he stand.
Yep.
All right. Jamaica now. Let me ask you something. Uncle
Hold on, before you
Ralston.
ask the question, let me also add in say condolences to Petra. Petra said she lost her father because of poor care in the hospital in Jamaica. So sorry, Petra.
Mandeville.
Condolences.
Mandeville under fire now. Condolences to Petra too. It is painful to lose your dada.
Yes.
Me understand how you feel. All right. Now back to what Uncle Ralston said. You see, starting, you're right on the mark. Fireborn CR. She needs to move herself and backward out of this because when you give false data, you are killing the Jamaica people. You kill Jamaica right there, so. Am I wrong, Uncle Ralston?
You're right, man, because the price them are get up and she tell people say the price them are drop. Which world she live in?
Well, it's same with the Prime Minister when the opposition leader say water sell for $100 a buckle, the Prime Minister say a lie $40 a buckle. So
yeah, man, need to take on themselves. They might tell the people them to eat that, man.
So I guess everybody say prices are go up and starting say it a go down.
But static the data, economic data, everything, Uncle Ralston is saying it, it's based off the report from Statistics Canada, Statistics Canada is gathered when you gather census, where you gather the data, the money, everything based off of what you give off, from Statistics Canada. It is a very essential and important body of economy,
Well, Statin could not complete the population census, so what do you expect from them?
Yeah, man.
Colin,
incompetent.
Listen, man, Colin put you out there, man. She need to go. No.
Yeah, man. Somebody said. Yep.
All right. Thank you, caller.
All right. One more, Colin.
Yeah.
One more, Colin. No woman, no cry. Because all of we are ball. And this man think we all are chichi bud. Some of them are all some are ball. And him a chichi bud, because when fire lit on the chichi bud tail, he better fly up.
All right, caller. Blessings. Raleigh, finally, what you want left to do this morning?
Well, I said the time of dissemination of accurate information is of paramount importance to the smooth functioning of markets and the economy. Starting is losing credibility everywhere in the world. The fear of inflation is what is taking place. Stock markets are tumbled, bond prices are go up, bond yields are go up, and most central banks have said them will raise interest rates. So when starting come out to us for inflation and fall in Jamaica, we have a big problem with that, and we're called for the resignation of Lisha Latibodier as head of the Statistical Institute of Jamaica.
Can we call her to the front of the class next week, Raleigh?
Yeah, man.
See if we can get her on so that you can talk to her.
Because when she do them thing, you call her, she don't turn up. So try and get her, but when she do them thing, you call her, she don't turn up.
So we need to talk to her. All right, brother. Respect and thanks. We'll talk.
Blessed.
Monday morning. One love. Ralston Iman, top financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean. Nobody better than Ralston Iman. We want to call Christopher Tufton, and I'm going to show you something. In the Jamaican Parliament, it is against the rules of Parliament to use your phone in the Parliament. You're not supposed to be in the Parliament and making calls. We caught Christopher Tufton in the Parliament making calls. Look at this.
Political branding messages. Individual political branding messages around ministers. Them individual political.
That is Christopher Tufton in the Parliament, in the House of Representatives, on his telephone. It is against the rules of the Parliament. Christopher Tufton, you don't know better than that. Christopher Tufton, you don't know said this, nothing happen. So where are the people who are ball out by Angela Brownberg protesting by lifting the mace? Protesting. And this man, him not protest. Him taking the Parliament for a joke. See me, big and bold. I take the Parliament, the King's Parliament, for a joke. You're not supposed to. The rules of the Parliament does not allow you to be sitting in the Parliament and making phone calls. It's something that Wilfred Rattigan talk about all the while. And I send him this tape here.
Branding messages.
I send him this tape. Zim? The camera pick you up. Christopher Tufton breaching the rules of the King's Parliament. What can go so? Where are those who said that Angela Brownberg commit the cardinal sin by touching on a God? Then if rules are rules, it should be meant for all right across the board. See him there. See him there, my people. I use him phone in the Parliament. Enough people might say it's simple. What is that Shaka on about? But it is against the rules, against the standing orders of the Parliament. It should not happen. And Juliet Holness not see that. She not see that. But you know, my people, I want to remind you that we're going to be on Monday morning, 7 o'clock with Ralston Iman. We're going to be on Monday evening from 5 o'clock. At 5:30, we'll be joined by the leader of opposition, Mark Jefferson Golden. And that program will be dedicated to NARA. That bill, that piece of corruption legislation that they want to bring on the Jamaican people, that the Prime Minister can use it and do anything him so desire. Lot of people don't understand how the NARA will affect them. Lot of people don't understand what are the problematic clauses in the NARA bill. Mark Golden, the top legislature in Jamaica, nobody know in the Parliament better than Mark Golden when it comes to the legislation of this country. Nobody. No Andrew Holness, no Juliet Holness, none of them. No in a Mark Golden class. And that's why we ask him to join us Monday evening to explain to the Jamaican people about this NARA bill. He attempted in the debate to go clause by clause. Yes, you can WhatsApp your question and you can put your questions in the chat room. He attempted in the debate to go clause by clause on the NARA bill. Andrew Holness' wife never liked it, so she tried shut him down. We are opening up our space to give him the opportunity to go clause by clause on this NARA bill. And I say to all Portland Spice ambassador, reach out to everybody, tell them join us Monday evening. We're starting at 5 o'clock. You will join us at 5:30. Tell everybody to join. Send your questions by WhatsApp. When you can start, I'll send them by now so we can write them down. So we can ask him as he go through the NARA bill, educating the people of Jamaica what this bill means, how it's going to affect your life, and how it is possible that they can steal a large portion of this $500 billion that them already have, that they're going to pass through the NARA. So don't forget it. We're going to be on Monday morning with Ralston Iman. Stay tuned to this channel. Like up the video before I leave. I need 1,000 likes. I had almost 1,300 people watching this morning. Give me 1,000 likes, please. Everybody, just touch the thumbs up button before you leave. It now costs you nothing. Just engage the algorithm. Show YouTube say we on and people them live where they are watching. Touch up the thumbs up for me, please and thanks. So, it is a disservice to the people, the poor people who sacrifice and donate to the government to help the people. And the government sit down upon the money. They've not steal it yet. But it's our views that they are coming up with a scheme to take as much of it as they can. They still have money from Hurricane Beryl. People still not back on their feet. I've asked some time ago, how would you feel if you have a father who walks around with millions or billions in their briefcase while the children are hungry and are suffering? Would you classify that man as a good father? Andrew Holness and the GLP, they are walking around with billions in their briefcase while the people of Jamaica suffer, who were hit hardest by the Category 5 hurricane that hit this country. And some people want to liken it to what a government did back in 2007 or way down the road in a Hurricane Ivan. But when it suits them, they tell you that this was worse. Let me thank MP Nikisha Burchell for gracing us with her presence this morning. Let me thank Ralston Iman, who continue to educate people right here on Portland Spice TV. Let me thank you, the listeners and viewers. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like and share the channel. Become a Portland Spice ambassador by telling everybody about Portland Spice TV as we bring you credible information right here in this space. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again. I still wondering if we're going to be on tomorrow. I know we have a tour planned for tomorrow. And I didn't get the final if we're going on that tour tomorrow. There's a tour to some places that we'd never been to before. And we had committed that we would join some people on that tour tomorrow. It's not 100% signed off on yet. But stay tuned to the channel. We'll let you know if we're going to be on tomorrow morning. If we're not going to be on, you will get a promo saying that we're not going to be on. If you don't get a promo, it means we are going to be on tomorrow morning. But for sure, Monday morning, 7 o'clock, we're going to be on. Monday evening, 5 o'clock, we're going to be on. So Monday morning, we're going to have Ralston. Monday evening, we're going to have Mark Golden. Thanks, everybody. May the good Lord bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet, Louis Culture, take us out.
Tell them to try pre-wee, big up Portland Spice TV. Tell them to try pre-wee, big up Portland Spice TV. Remember to subscribe. See, Portland Spice TV, Louis Culture say it once and we say it again. Portland Spice TV. We are going to hold them and pop it off. Bogus man. subscribe, share. Portland Spice TV is